sets of great ones, who is out and who is in, ebbs and flows like the moon while we're wandering on the heath. How that fickle changing moon with us playing underneath. As we head off, it occurs to me there's still time to forgive. Like you came at 5, scene 3. So we'll live and we'll pray and sing and tell old tales and laugh at gilded butterflies and take upon us the mystery of things as if we were God's spies. We are telling different tales, secrets falling from our lips when our eyes are free from scales. We can see what was eclipsed. So we'll pray and sing and tell old tales and laugh at gilded butterflies. Take upon us the mystery of things as if we were God's spies, 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 as if we were God's spies.
There's a new one coming up on our new album. We're very excited. We're hoping to get this out by August, maybe September. So we're keeping our fingers crossed. I just put that out in public for the first time that we're doing that. So hold us to it.
We're going to release this tomorrow.
I love that song. You know, it's interesting when you write something, you know, and you get excited about it, and then the next one comes in and you do your thing. This one, I swear, I would wake up in the middle of the night and the lyrics were just going in my head, and it became a mantra after a while because of how much it truly applies to what you see every day on the news. And there's a line in there that's directly from this play, the Tides, who is out and who is in. You know, I don't know why, and please forgive me, but I think of like Paris Hilton. You know, it's like, you know, all this whole pop scene, you know, who's like, all of these people are like out and in, and I just think it's fascinating, the ebb and flow of it all, and what really matters, and why we are here. And for some reason, this song, it just haunts me in that kind of way. So we'll have the lyrics up. So
Well, here's to 450 years of boredom.
there you go. That's right. It was his birthday this past week.
So here was one that was inspired by 2001 and the Dalai Lama. And this has a part for you as well.
Goes like this.
keeps us in this way. One body, one heart, one praise.
That's our Woo Woo California song. Everybody's like, what's this child in space thing? And of course, once you mentioned 2001, and you remember that final scene with the monolith and the baby, etc. I remember that. I was like, we watched it on the Millennium in Boulder, Colorado, I think, for the first time. Like
That was great.
It was fabulous. I did. That was probably your 5th time seeing that, but yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Before we were married.
So actually, before we do this, I don't usually tell this particular part of Hafez's life, but so we're going to do another Hafez song. So Hafez lived in a place called Shiraz that was constantly being taken over by tyrants, and he was forced to leave and come back. And, at the end of his life, and he had gone through a lot of things, and he was channeling, divine wildness and, upsetting a lot of people because he was kind of like the cosmic Bugs Bunny of recognizing everybody's truths and upsetting people. So at the end of his life, there was a guy named Timur who was this terrible tyrant that had taken over most of the world, and he came into Shiraz, and he said he brings Hafez in chains before him. And he says, the only reason I haven't destroyed this town is because everybody has paid an exorbitant tax. Except for you. You're the only one that hasn't paid my tax. What gives? And he just smiles at him, and this divine light comes through, enough to make the guy kind of step back for a second. And then he says, hey, you wrote this poem that my soldiers say, and then I have to kill them, of course. And he says, oh. Well, I've written a lot of poems. Could you recite it for me? And he says, well, if this Turkish beloved of Shiraz would just take my heart in hand, for that one's Hinduish mole, I would barter Bokhara and Samarkand.
Yeah.
And he says, whoa, such a lovely baritone voice. He said, you recited it so beautifully and accurately, I might add. And he said, but it's been a long time. He said, can you tell me why that upsets you so much? And he jumps to his feet, and he has this huge scimitar. It's a huge sword, and he flashes it over his head. He goes, with this sword, I have decimated town after town, thousands of towns, to build up my twin cities of Samarkand and Bokhara. And you, for somebody's mole on their cheek, you would trade both of my cities? And Hafez looks at him and he says, he kind of spreads his chains, and he says, it is because of this extravagant generosity that you see me in the poverty I'm in today. And he starts to heave, and then he starts to laugh, and he just can't stop laughing, and everybody's, and he goes, let's fill this guy's bag up with gold. I can't have this guy walking around without any money. I love a man who is fearless and who has a great wit. So here's to making the tyrant laugh and getting his gold. So we're going to teach you another word which doesn't mean family but sweetheart in Persian, and it's mashuk. 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 We'll get it. Mashuk.
Can't get a guarantee.
As a melody we want to hear, the sun and moon will glide when the sinking ducks sigh. Slipping magic into sound, won't you pour them in the ground until the earth's bruised dear. If you hear, you have to help us out. Won't you whisper of luminous bliss? This is each traveler through time. Won't you tell the whole world of nature sublime? Yes, I